Coming up on the Daily O, the identities of the pair involved in a murder-suicide have now been released.
And relief for Oklahomans reliant on Medicaid as a new deal emerges. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Monday edition of the Daily O. I'm Shay Faulkner.
And I'm William Manzel. We're glad you're with us. A murder-suicide has rocked a metro community. 2 people found dead inside a Guthrie home. The Logan County Sheriff responded Sunday night to a disturbance call from a woman attempting to remove a man from her home. When deputies arrived at the home, they found both individuals dead. We reached out to the Logan County Sheriff for a comment on this case. They said the 2 individuals were identified as Mark and Meredith Kimani. The Sheriff's Department says that both individuals died from gunshot wounds and that this case is being labeled a murder-suicide.
Oklahoma citizens can take a deep breath for now, as Integris has reached a 30-day contract extension with United Healthcare. The brief extension comes a day after the deadline of a multi-year agreement between the 2 sides. 25% of Oklahomans, a little more than 1 million people, rely on Medicaid to receive health care. This means there's a possibility of millions of Oklahomans not having health care coverage when the contract runs out. Integris has released a statement that says, to minimize patient disruption, we have agreed to a short 30-day extension with United Healthcare. If the 2 sides can't reach a mutual agreement, Integris will be out of network with United Healthcare starting on March 9th.
With big energy companies leaving Oklahoma, Expand Energy is the latest to announce its move to Houston. This move comes just a week after Devon Energy announced its move to Houston as a part of its merger with Coterra Energy. Expand Energy, formerly known as Chesapeake Energy, says that the relocation will primarily focus on the executive leadership team and will strengthen the company's relationships. The company also says that Oklahoma City will still be a center of operations for the company, and it remains committed to supporting its OKC employees and the community.
The Oklahoma Statewide Charter School Board is expected to vote on approval for a new Jewish charter school in Oklahoma. The application for the school comes from the National Ben Gamla Jewish Charter School Foundation. The program is based in Florida and is looking to expand with a virtual option in Oklahoma if approved. The school would bring a new interactive learning environment for students K through 12. Founder of the application, Peter Deutsch, says that the approval would give a boost to the opportunities for Jewish children in Oklahoma. The board is expected to meet at the Oklahoma History Center, and you can see the decision once it is released on the board's website.
2 OSU alumni will take their place amongst the legends of the journalism world, as the Journalism Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. The 2 former Pokes being inducted are Phil Rogers and Jason Collington. Rogers began his career in Stillwater at KOSU before moving to Chicago and having a 31-year stint with NBC. Collington, on the other hand, spent 26 years with the Tulsa World and also was the founder of one of the first digital content courses here at OSU. These 2 men will join the elite of journalism in April. You can find out more about the ceremony on the Oklahoma Journalism Hall of Fame website.
We're looking at a jam-packed week for entertainment in Oklahoma. Here's Aaron Stinson with our week preview. What do we have, Aaron?
Yeah, guys, starting with tomorrow night, the New York-based DJ Wooly is live at Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa at 7:30. Then, Wednesday night at the Paycom Center, Toby Mac takes the stage at 7. And finally, Thursday night, the Milwaukee Bucks come in town to play the Thunder, tip-off at 6:30. Well, that's all I got for this week. Back to you guys.
It was a bright and sunny day here in Stillwater, but let's look at what we can expect tonight. Mason Humphrey has our evening forecast. Mason?
Yeah, Will, you're exactly right. Bright and sunny indeed. And what we have here coming up is 80 degrees, feels like 79, and as well, it's 8-mile-per-hour winds coming from the north. Additionally, it's bright and sunny, just like you said outside there, Will. Going to pitch it right back to you.
All right, Mason. When we return, the Big 12 Conference takes action.
And a musical blast from the past comes to Stillwater. The Daily O returns right after this.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Oklahoma State University has been fined $50,000 over an anti-Mormon chant directed at BYU. This punishment comes after BYU head coach Kevin Young expressed his concerns to the NCAA about an anti-Mormon chant during last week's men's basketball game. The Big 12 Conference conducted an investigation and determined that the students involved were chanting inappropriate comments toward the BYU team. The conference released a statement saying that the Big 12 will not tolerate any behavior that targets or demeans others. OSU also released a statement that says the reference to religion did not meet our standards and expectations. Oklahoma State respects the Big 12's decision and will not appeal the fine.
In more local news, anticipated record store Velvet Fudge opened this weekend. We have Bridget Nye with all the details.
The Velvet Fudge record store and event venue has officially opened for business, filling the gap that this town was facing.
Stillwater has not had a record store since like 2008, I believe. And with the trend of people buying records again, myself included, I always wanted a record store in my hometown.
Students across OSU are excited for the new opportunity to venture out outside of campus.
I think it's just really nice that in like a little town like Stillwater, it's nice that we're able to have this.
I just think it's awesome that we have some place like this in Stillwater. I'm from Tulsa, so like I have this sort of stuff there. So like during the summer, it's like I'm able to go to a place and like look for records and stuff like that. But in Stillwater, I didn't really have a place to do that at besides sometimes the antique malls. But a lot of times the antique malls, like you wouldn't get newer pressings if I was looking to support like newer stuff that was coming out. So like that's kind of why I'm really excited about the store here now.
While the Velvet Fudge is officially a record store, to celebrate the grand opening, they gave out free pieces of fudge to everyone who came. So let's try it out.
The owner has decided to dream big and has made his dreams a reality.
I was like, why not just do it? I'm a big believer in like, don't wait, you know, just get started.
Bridget Nye, the Daily O Collegian.
It's been a warm day here in Stillwater, but what can we expect moving forward? Mason Humpher is back in the Weather Center with what we can expect. Mason?
Yeah, Shay, let's take a look at it. As you can see here, we got some clouds motioning in. Nothing too serious, nothing really affecting Stillwater. It's going to slowly creep up as the night goes on. But that's about all it for today. And then moving on into tomorrow. It's going to be more of those northern clouds rising up. We might even have some southern showers start sprinkling in here as the night progresses into the day. Gonna have some southern showers, but that shouldn't affect anybody north of Oklahoma City. And then moving on to the next day as well. We are going to be seeing just some more clouds, really. That's all it's going to be. And these clouds here, they're going to be what's really going to cool down those hot temperatures that we felt today. And that's going to be the difference maker as to why it's going to be not as hot in the next 2 days here. A lot of cloud coverage, but that's all we got. Now, let's take a look at what you need to watch out for. Little moonwalk for you. Dress in layers. You're going to want to dress in layers. It's going to be hot in the morning, and then, it's going to heat up as the day goes on. The heat will be increasing, and it's going to be a great weekend to get outside. There's going to be some scattered showers here and there, but besides that, it's real hot right now, so take that time where it's not going to be as hot. Get outside. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Mason. We'll be on the lookout. When we return, Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell demands clemency to break her silence.
And social media giants Meta and YouTube are on trial for causing childhood addiction. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago. And so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far, and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
Convicted Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell pleaded the Fifth before a House committee earlier today. Maxwell's attorney, David Oscar Marcus, had advised for her continued silence under the pretense of exchanging Maxwell's freedom for an end to her silence. Marcus claims Maxwell was convicted by what he calls a fundamentally unfair trial and maintains a firm stance that Maxwell will only speak if granted clemency. Representative Ro Khanna of California publicly shot back against Maxwell's stance, stating, "Here is my conclusion after sitting through Maxwell's deposition, after refusing to answer a single question about the men who assault underage girls, saying she would only do so for clemency. She must immediately be sent back to the maximum security prison where she belongs."
The world's largest social media companies are facing several trials this year regarding child safety. The Los Angeles County Superior Court seeks to hold companies like Meta and YouTube accountable for harm to children caused by the use of their platforms. The platforms stand accused of deliberately addicting and harming children. TikTok and Snapchat were both mentioned in the original lawsuit, but have both since settled for undisclosed sums. At the core of this case is a 19-year-old identified only by the initials KGM, who claims her use of social media from an early age caused technology addiction, depression, and suicidal thoughts. The lawsuit claims this was done through deliberate design choices made by these companies to intentionally addict children and boost profits.
It looks like we may be coming up on another government shutdown. Alexis Trendell has more in your political pulse. Alexis?
Yeah, Shay. Republicans and Democrats in Congress are locked in a standoff over reforming the nation's immigration enforcement operations as a deadline to reach a resolution and fund the Department of Homeland Security approaches. The stalemate came amid a dispute over funds for the DHS, which oversees ICE and Customs and Border Protection. Democratic leaders released a list of demands last week to impose guardrails on DHS, including restricting immigration agents from wearing masks, requiring them to display and use body cameras. Republicans were quick to criticize the demands as, quote, unrealistic and unserious. If lawmakers are unable to come to an agreement on how to fund DHS shutdown procedures, would be expected to begin this weekend. Well, that's all for your political polls. Back to you guys at the desk.
The Justice Department has moved to dismiss the criminal case against former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. Bannon, a longtime ally of President Donald Trump, was convicted on 2 counts of contempt of Congress in 2022 for refusal to appear before a House committee regarding the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Bannon had served on President Trump's staff during his first term as a chief strategist and remained a supportive public figure after his dismissal. The Justice Department wrote in its unopposed motion today that the dismissal of Bannon's case was in the interests of justice.
Super Bowl Sunday was one for the books for more reasons than you might expect. Alyssa Brandon is in the Sports Corner with more right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O, and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Alyssa Brandon. So sorry about that. Now let's see what's going on in sports. Sorry folks, football season is officially over as of last night. If you didn't already know, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the New England Patriots 29-13 to get their second ever ring. It was a battle of the defenses, with neither team allowing a single touchdown in the first half and forcing 2 interceptions. It even took to the fourth quarter for either team to find themselves in the end zone. Seahawks leading 19-0 with only 12.5 minutes left in the game. Now, Jason Myers even played his part with a Super Bowl record 5 field goals. And the celebrations are just beginning, with the parade in Seattle set for Wednesday. Cowboy Wrestling secured a senior night win over Little Rock Friday night. Our very own Zach Berger has the highlights on OSU's 41-6 win.
A day of honoring and celebration turned into a straight day of dominance as the Oklahoma State Cowboy Wrestling team took down the Little Rock Trojans 41-6. It was senior night inside historic Gallagher-Iba Arena, as well as In-7 night, as the Cowboy Wrestling program honored their oldest, as well as Native American heritage, by rocking for the first time ever teal singlets. And the Pokes came out hot, with their first 3 matches all ending in tech falls, highlighted by the freshman Ronnie Ramirez getting to take the mat once again and making it look easy. Then, right before intermission, Landon Robidoux making the teal confetti fly with a second period pin. It truly felt like the Pokes were competing with themselves, and for head coach David Taylor and the wrestlers, that type of competition will only help before big-time duels.
What I saw is guys competing kind of against each other. You know, who could get the first fastest takedown, who could go out and score more points, and we just got to continue that element. I told him, I said, hey man, wrestling is, you know, it's a challenging sport, but you can enjoy it, and our guys enjoyed it tonight.
We're competing with one another, you know, who could score the most points, and just kind of show what we can do as a team and how many points we put up.
If I want to be in those races of the most takedowns and the fastest takedowns and the most riding time and the most turns, then I'm going to have to push myself a little bit harder than I have in the past.
After the break, D. Lockett pulls out a close top 5 win. Then Alex Facundo and Cody Merrill came out hot, each getting a pin. Lastly, Connor Doucette put a nice bow on his senior day and the duel with a heavyweight tech fall to wrap up the night. Pokes now face a much taller task as they travel to Blacksburg, Virginia to take on the 7th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. Reporting from Gallagher-Iba Arena, Zach Berger, The Daily O.
Keeping it in GIA, Cowgirl basketball showed off its dominance over the weekend. The Cowgirls won against UCF 81-58 on Saturday, improving the Pokes to 8-4 in conference play. Micah Gray came out strong with 2 3-pointers, leading to an 18-point lead in the first quarter. The dominance didn't end there, though, with many runs, buzzer beaters, and 8 different Cowgirls scoring. Cowgirls never even gave up their lead. 5 of the Cowgirls scored in the double figures, with Amari Whiting putting up 15 points for the Pokes, followed by Jaden Wooten, who finished with 14, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Cowgirls back on the court tomorrow at Kansas State. Well, it was a busy weekend for the Orange and Black. Let's take a look at the results. First, the men's basketball team took an 84-47 beatdown loss to number 1 ranked Arizona. Wildcats totally stifled the Cowboys' high-scoring offense. Anthony Roy being kept under wraps with only 10 points and no other Cowboy scoring more than 8. Then, Cowgirl softball took a hard loss. Stanford delivered a 10-0 shutout in just 5 innings, causing OSU to dip to 3-2 on the year. For tennis, the Cowgirls got back into the win column with a 4-1 win over Northwestern at the ITA Indoor National Championships. However, a 4-3 loss to Tennessee on Sunday ended their run. Lastly, men's tennis capped the weekend off with a thrilling 4-3 win over Arkansas. It came down to the very last match where the Cowboys improved to 6-2 on the season. Well, that is a look today at the sports headlines, but don't go anywhere. One popular zoo animal is doubling in size. Shay and William have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
About fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
Bad Bunny's record-breaking halftime show was all that fans were expecting. Abby Walston has that and more in your A-List update. Abby?
Yeah, guys, you're right. Bad Bunny had quite the night in Levi's Stadium last night. Benito paid tribute to his home of Puerto Rico with the set he performed on featuring sugarcane, palm trees, and other natural vegetation. In true Super Bowl halftime fashion, Bad Bunny had multiple surprise guests featuring Lady Gaga singing her hit song Die With a Smile. The set also featured a patio full of celebrities ranging from Pedro Pascal and Karol G to influencers like Alex Earl. Bad Bunny provided a show that over 135 million fans watched, making it the most watched halftime show in history. Well, that's all I have for your A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
A new study reveals that conservation in India has successfully doubled the native population of tigers. 15 years ago, the nations that make up the remaining wild tiger range countries set a target to double the number of wild tigers worldwide. By 2022, the objective was estimated to have been achieved when measured across the animal's whole range. Despite being the world's most populous state, India houses 75% of the world's tiger population, and its population has doubled since 2006. Not only that, but India has 30% more tiger habitat than in 2006.
Now, not to get cheesy, but today's national day already is. It's National Pizza Day. Whether it's thin crust, Chicago style, deep dish, or anything in between, pizza has been an American favorite for a long time. To celebrate, here are some facts you need to know. Over 3 billion pizzas are sold in the U.S. each year, and another 1 billion frozen pizzas are sold. In America, 17% of all restaurants are pizzerias, and get this, on average, Americans consume 23 pounds of pizza per person each year. Show us your celebratory slice by using the hashtag National Pizza Day.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Mason Humpner has our 7-day forecast. Mason?
Thank you, Shay. Will, nicely done on the cheese line there. What we have here, we are looking at some heat today. 81 was the high, and if you're wanting it to cool down, I got good news for you. Tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy, and that's going to set the trend for the rest of the week as well. We're looking at, mid-60s into the 70s with some clouds, and then Friday, those clouds are going to turn into some precipitation, and then some rainfall is really going to come down on Saturday with a high of 57. And then Sunday, it's going to be beautiful. There's going to be some puddles and some sunlight going on out there as well. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Mason. That's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm William Manziel.
And I'm Shay Faulkner. Have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your
Honestly,